The shift no one is talking about, the era of XRP being treated as nothing more than a speculative trade, is coming to an end. Not because of hype, not because of retail excitement, but because the people who actually move global capital are changing how they think about value transfer. A CEO of a multi-billion-dollar asset management firm has now openly stated that XRP is emerging as a core asset for the largest financial transition in modern history. And that transition is already underway. For years, XRP lived under a cloud of lawsuits, headlines, and regulatory uncertainty. The narrative focused on courtrooms instead of capabilities. But as we move deeper into 2026, that fog has lifted. What's emerging on the other side isn't just another crypto cycle. It's a structural redesign of global finance. Right now, the entire crypto market sits around a few $1 trillion in total value. But compare that to what's coming next. The real-world asset tokenization market, real estate, bonds, credit, treasuries, is projected to exceed $16 trillion within this decade. That gap represents a massive, largely untapped financial ocean. And institutions aren't looking for memes or experiments to cross it. They're looking for infrastructure. They need systems that move value with the same speed and reliability as information. Systems that don't break under stress. Systems that are already live, tested, and compliant. This isn't about replacing gold narratives or chasing the next trend. It's about modernizing the financial plumbing that powers the global economy. And while many networks are still stuck in pilot programs and test environments, the XRP ledger is already settling real money in real time at institutional scale. That difference matters. Because when finance moves from theory to execution, only proven rails survive. Why institutions are repositioning around XRP. One of the clearest signals of this shift comes from leadership, not price charts. Stephen McClurg, CEO of Canary Capital, isn't a retail trader chasing momentum. He's a veteran of traditional asset management who understands how institutional products are actually built, and his evolution tells a powerful story. He began as a Bitcoin-focused advocate, but over time, his strategy shifted, not toward hype, but toward utility. What he identified was a structural awakening, the realization that long-term value will no longer be driven by speculation cycles, but by transactional volume, the amount of capital flowing through the system. XRP excels precisely where institutions care most. Transactions settle in seconds, not days. Fees are fractions of a cent, not percentages. Liquidity moves continuously without bottlenecks. Compare that to legacy systems like SWIFT, where settlements can take days and costs compound at every step. Institutions see this efficiency gap clearly. That's why Canary Capital's move toward an XRP-focused ETF isn't just about creating another product. It's about opening the door for pension funds, insurers, and conservative capital pools that have been structurally locked out. These entities don't chase volatility. They deploy capital where systems are stable, regulated, and operational. And XRP checks those boxes. This is what the professionalization of crypto looks like. Not speculation, integration. Why the XRP ledger fits institutional reality. There's a misconception in crypto that complexity equals superiority. Institutions disagree. Banks don't want experimental code running trillion-dollar settlements. They want predictability, security, control. This is where the XRP ledger separates itself. Instead of relying on complex smart contracts layered on top of the system, core financial functions are built directly into the protocol. Asset issuance, compliance controls, escrow, clawbacks, freeze functions, decentralized identity support. These aren't optional features, they're mandatory requirements for regulated finance. For an institution, the risk of a smart contract exploit draining billions overnight is unacceptable. The XRP ledger minimizes that risk by design. That's why tokenized assets, from gold to government bonds, are increasingly choosing XRP as their settlement layer. And as this utility scales, something else begins to happen. XRP starts to decouple from Bitcoin. Historically, crypto moved as a single risk-on trade. When Bitcoin rose, everything followed. When it fell, everything bled. But utility changes behavior. When XRP is used as a bridge asset for real-world value transfer, demand becomes constant, not speculative. Banks don't care about halving cycles. Asset managers don't trade narratives. They care about speed, cost, and liquidity. This creates a fundamentally different price dynamic, one driven by usage rather than sentiment. The institutional wall of money and what comes next. This transition isn't led by retail. Retail helped hold the line. Institutions are now deploying the capital. Insurance companies, pension funds, large asset managers. These entities aren't buying XRP to flip it. They're acquiring it to move their own balance sheets. Once tokenized assets begin settling at scale, demand becomes structural, and that demand doesn't leave during downturns. Add to this the expansion of Ripple's stablecoin ecosystem, which increases transactional velocity and reinforces XRP's role as a bridge asset. Every transaction burns a small amount of XRP. At retail scale, that burn is negligible. At institutional scale, it becomes meaningful. Over time, this creates supply pressure that charts alone cannot explain. Now, none of this removes risk. Competition from programmable chains remains real. Institutional adoption is slow by nature. Execution matters. But the risk profile has shifted. The question is no longer whether XRP survives. The question is how deeply it embeds itself into the global financial stack. Because once institutions commit infrastructure, they don't reverse course easily. This is not a revolution announced with fireworks. It's a migration happening quietly, contract by contract, ledger by ledger. And by the time the charts tell the story, the rails will already be built. The era of speculation is fading. The era of settlement has begun. The only remaining question is whether you recognize the shift early or after the system has already changed. I'll see you in the next one.